He proposed, then I found out he had a whole secret family. I, 26F, honestly thought I had found the person I was going to grow old with. We'd been together for 3 years. Evan, 32M, was charming, successful, thoughtful, romantic, all of it. I really thought I hit the jackpot. He was the kind of guy who would bring home flowers just because, who remembered my coffee order and had it ready when I was running late to work. He'd plan these spontaneous weekend getaways to places I'd mentioned once in passing. And I'm not stupid. I've been in shitty relationships. I've had red flags slap me in the face. But Evan? He was different. Or at least he seemed like it. He proposed a month ago. Full-on proposal. Sunset on the beach during a trip to the Outer Banks. Candlelit dinner on the sand. He got down on one knee. I cried. People clapped. He had even asked my dad for his blessing beforehand. I felt like I was in a rom-com. We called our families, popped champagne, posted the announcement on social media. I started looking at wedding venues the next week. God, I feel so stupid now. Evan traveled a lot for work. That was always part of our relationship. He worked in corporate sales, and his territory supposedly included several states, so it wasn't uncommon for him to be gone 4 or 5 days at a time. He'd FaceTime me from hotels. He'd send me selfies in boardrooms or at fancy dinners. I never questioned it. I missed him when he was gone, sure, but I respected his career. I have a demanding job myself and we made it work. That's the part that really breaks me now. I didn't question it because I trusted him. Last week, I got a random DM on Instagram from a woman I didn't recognize. At first I thought it was spam. But then I opened the message and saw the first line. Hi. I'm really sorry to do this, but do you know someone named Evan, his last name? I felt my stomach drop. I clicked on her profile. Pretty normal-looking woman. 2 little kids in a bunch of her photos. I scrolled up to the rest of the message. If this is the wrong person, I apologize. But I saw your engagement post and recognized him. That's my husband. We have 2 kids together. I read it 5 times. Then again. My body went numb. I messaged her back. I asked her to call me. She sent me pictures first. Pictures of him. With her. With their kids. At a pumpkin patch. In matching pajamas at Christmas. Birthday parties. Disneyland. Then she called me. Her name is Natalie. They've been married for 6 years. They have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. My heart was racing, but I kept asking questions. I didn't want to believe it. Maybe it was a crazy ex. Maybe it was someone who was trying to ruin our relationship. It wouldn't be the first time someone tried to sabotage something good. Nope. She had receipts. Literal ones. Photos from their wedding. Pay stubs with her listed as his emergency contact. A mortgage with both of their names on it. I couldn't breathe. I honestly thought I was going to throw up. I confronted Evan that night. He tried to gaslight the hell out of me. Said they were separated. Said it was complicated. Said she was just trying to hurt him. When I told him I spoke to her, he froze. Then he changed his story. Said they were in the process of divorcing. Claimed he stayed for the kids. Claimed he was trying to figure out how to tell me. That I meant more to him than I'd ever understand. I asked him if the proposal was real. He said yes. That he loved me and wanted to be with me. I told him to pack his shit and get out. That was my apartment, thank God. I had stupidly added him to the lease when we re-signed last year, but I had the landlord take care of that immediately. I threw the ring at him. It bounced off his chest and hit the floor. I told him not to contact me again. I blocked him on everything. I sent his stupid toiletries. His toothbrush, razor, cologne, the slippers he kept under the bed, to his actual wife. I added a note that said, looks like he left these behind. Hope they're useful. Petty. Probably. But it felt good. I deleted every photo of us from my social media. I took a day off work and just cried. I don't think I've ever felt so humiliated in my life. I keep replaying things in my head now. All the little trips. All the delayed flights. The times he had to take a call for work and would step out. How he never let me come to his office. How he'd never let me tag along when he traveled, even though I offered a few times. I brushed it off. Thought I was being understanding. He used that against me. And now I'm sitting here, a week later, engagement off, heart in pieces, wondering how many other women he's lied to. Wondering if I was just a phase or a backup plan or some weird fantasy life he was playing out. I can't believe someone can look you in the eyes and tell you they love you, knowing they're already married with kids. I'm lucky it didn't go further. That we hadn't bought a house. That I didn't end up pregnant. That I didn't find out 10 years in. But that doesn't make the pain any less real. His wife, well, Natalie, and I have talked a few more times. She's devastated. And angry. And honestly, she's been weirdly supportive. We were both lied to by the same man, and I think there's a strange comfort in that. She's meeting with a divorce lawyer. I encouraged her to take him for everything. As for me, I'm trying to rebuild. I took the money I was going to spend on save the dates and booked a solo trip to Costa Rica instead. I want to cry in a rainforest and get drunk with strangers and remember who I am without him. Because the truth is, I was happy before him. I was whole. I won't let one lying asshole destroy that. But yeah. That's my story. He proposed. Then I found out he had a whole secret family. Guess I was just his side life. And now for the update. Hey Reddit. I didn't expect to be back here, but here we are. So, a few of you might remember my original post a few weeks ago, about how my now ex-fiancé Evan, 32M, proposed to me, 26F, only for me to find out shortly after that he had an entire other family in another city. A wife. 2 kids. A whole ass house with a picket fence. The works. I found out through a random DM from his wife after she saw our engagement photos. Turns out all those work trips were him going back home to play husband and dad while I sat here planning a wedding with him. Anyway. After I kicked him out, returned the ring, and sent his stupid stuff to his real wife, Natalie, I thought the worst was behind me. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. 2 weeks after all of that blew up, I started feeling weird. I was crying constantly, but not just emotionally, like, hormonally. I was nauseated, dizzy, exhausted all the time. At first, I chalked it up to the stress. I wasn't eating much. Barely sleeping. I thought it was anxiety and grief making my body go haywire. Then I realized I was late. Very late. You know when you just know. Like some deep, primal part of your body is screaming at you. Yeah. That's what happened. I took a test. And then 3 more. All positive. I'm pregnant. With the child of a man who had a secret wife and kids the entire time he was with me. I stared at those little pink lines for a long, long time. I wanted to believe it was wrong. I wanted to throw them out and pretend it wasn't real. But I knew. Deep down, I knew. I sat on my bathroom floor and cried for hours. I didn't even tell anyone at first. Not my best friend. Not my sister. Not my mom. I was paralyzed. When I finally got the strength to go to my doctor, they confirmed it. About 9 weeks. Which tracked exactly with the last time Evan and I had sex. A week before the proposal. A week before the entire illusion shattered. I didn't know what to do. I spent days spiraling. 1 minute I was Googling abortion clinics. The next, I was looking up baby names. The minute after that, I was crying so hard I couldn't breathe. I didn't eat. I didn't leave the apartment. I shut the blinds and turned off my phone. Then Natalie called me. I hadn't spoken to her since I sent her Evan's stuff. She left me a voicemail. Her voice was calm but heavy. She said she just wanted to talk. No pressure. I called her back. And I told her everything. She was quiet for a long time. Then she just said, "I'm so sorry." Over and over again. We ended up on the phone for nearly 3 hours. She told me she'd kicked him out. That she'd filed for divorce. That her kids keep asking where daddy is. She also told me, get this, that I wasn't the first. Apparently, I was at least the 3rd other woman he'd had a side life with. She found old texts, emails, even hidden accounts. He'd built entire personas, each one tailored to what the woman wanted. With me, he was the ambitious sales guy who wanted to settle down. With another woman, he pretended to be single and child-free by choice. With a third, he acted like a recently divorced dad who wanted a fresh start. He was a walking Lifetime movie. I asked her if he knew about the pregnancy. She said no. I wasn't sure if I was going to tell him. I sat with that decision for a while. I went to therapy. I talked to a few close friends. I talked to my older sister who's a single mom herself. I read Reddit threads. I wrote out pros and cons. I cried more than I thought was humanly possible. Eventually, I decided, I needed to tell him. Not because I wanted him involved. Not because I forgave him. Not because I was hoping for some big redemption arc. But because, whether I chose to keep this baby or not, he needed to know what he'd done. I wasn't going to let him slink off into the shadows while I carried this alone. So I met him. At a diner. Neutral place. Broad daylight. He walked in like nothing had happened. Like we were just two exes meeting up for coffee. I didn't even let him order. I just said, I'm pregnant. He stared at me. Blinked. Then his face lit up. Like he thought this was good news. He said, wow. I mean, this is, okay. We can figure this out. Maybe this is a sign. A fresh start. I cut him off. Told him there would be no us. That I wasn't looking for a reconciliation. That he had destroyed everything. That I had no plans of building a family with a pathological liar. He started getting defensive. Said I was being emotional. That I was punishing him. That I was depriving the baby of a father. I laughed in his face. I told him he already had 2 kids he abandoned emotionally. That he had no right to claim anything now. He asked if I was going to get rid of it. I told him I hadn't decided. And that whatever I chose was not his decision. Then I got up and left. He sent a few messages after that. Swinging wildly between guilt-tripping and love-bombing. Said he'd support me no matter what. Said he'd always love me. Said he was so scared but so ready to be a dad again. I blocked him on everything again. I haven't spoken to him since. So where does that leave me? Well. I've decided to keep the baby. It wasn't an easy decision. I know it won't be easy. But every time I tried to picture myself not going through with it, I just felt hollow. I know that sounds strange. I'm pro-choice, fully. I support anyone's right to make their own decision. But this felt like my decision. And this was mine. I've started telling people. My family has been incredibly supportive. My mom's already crocheting baby blankets. My sister cried when I told her and offered to be in the delivery room. My best friend has already made a playlist called Songs to Rock Your Baby To. As for the baby's last name, it won't be his. Not a chance in hell. Financially, I'm lucky. I've got savings, good health insurance, and a flexible job. I'll be okay. It won't be perfect. It won't be what I thought life would look like at 26. But I'm finding peace in the mess. Natalie and I still talk. She checks in on me. She said it feels like we're trauma bonded in a weird way. She's even joked that if I have a girl, she'll teach her how to spot red flags from a mile away. Sometimes I still cry. Not over Evan. I hate him now. But over the life I thought I had. Over the version of me that believed in it. But I'm also starting to feel something else. Hope. Because this baby is mine. And this future, while scary, isn't one built on lies. It's real. Every kick. Every wave of nausea. Every quiet moment with my hand on my belly. It's real. And it's mine.